What up, guys? I guess we're gonna record a YouTube video. We'll see how this goes, but we're gonna do some benching. Right now it's push day. 1 day fresh off tattoo, so I'm not really supposed to lift, but we don't care. I already did my warm-up, stability and mobility drills, right? Get my shoulders warm, my chest warm, my triceps warm, right? And we got 315 on the bar. It's about 8:30 a.m. right now, so it's not the best time to be heavy benching, but we're just gonna go for it. We're gonna see how this feels. We're gonna do a top set and then a couple back down sets, move on to more muscle hypertrophy, but also strength hypertrophy still, right? Because there's a fine line between, just getting strong or doing strictly strength, especially for you guys who don't have much muscle on you. You need to run strength hypertrophy programs, right? Specifically getting the muscle groups bigger that are for strength, right? So see how this feels. We'll do 1 rep. Holy fucking shit. Guys, that moved terribly. Everything feels terrible. That felt terrible. So we'll do a 365 single, and we'll probably do like 295, 305 back downs. Cause yeah, that felt terrible, but that's what you gotta do, man. That's what you gotta do. Now I'm gonna be wearing a mouth guard, like so. And I used to make fun of people wearing mouth guards. I'm like, why do you need a mouth guard in the gym? Until I went to the dentist, right? And then the dentist said, yo, Zach, for your age, your teeth have severe or advanced wear and tear on them. And by the time you're 30, mid-30, right, I'm 22, you're gonna need to crown all your teeth. So now I gotta wear a mouth guard to lift and a mouth guard to bed because I clench my teeth, I grind my teeth at night and in the gym. So now I gotta wear this thing when I lift. Ugh. Not fun, but better than having to crown all my teeth. So a lot of people mess up with wrist wraps, right? How do you wrap a wrist wrap properly? The whole idea of a wrist wrap, right, is to stabilize our wrist joint, right? So if we continuously wrap all the way down here, like majority of people do, when that bar's in our hand and we have a heavy load on it, our wrist is just gonna hyperextend backward, right? You can't wrap your wrist wrap like that. You need to wrap it higher up, like so. We want it on the palm, hitting the palm of our hand and covering our entire wrist joint, okay? Like that. Because now there's way less movement for hyperextension, right? My wrist joint is now stable. The palm or the bar is gonna sit right in my palm, right? And from there, I have a nice stable position for my wrist to be for bench press. So look at the difference between that compared to people wrapping it, way down here, right? None of my hand or palm is being covered by the wrist strap. My wrist can easily and freely move. That's not what we want. We want it up higher. No music except for this stuff, so well, throw the mouth guard in. I'll try to do this for 1, guys. 315 who terribly. Mouth guard makes me want to throw up. Oh my gosh. Don't think about it, Zach. Come on. Not the first time I had something in my mouth that made me gag. Joke. It's a joke. Notice how I'm rapping though, right? Up. Oh. Ugh. All right, here we go. That felt terrible. All right, guys, bench is feeling terrible, but I always like to do one primary bench day and one secondary bench day. Primary, a top set, that can be 1 to 3 reps, and then back down sets for my primary day, that could be 2 to 3 sets of 3 to 5 reps each set. So we're gonna do probably just a 2x5 with this because I'm already running short on time. Maybe I would do usually a 3x4. We're gonna do a 2x5, right? And the weight is drastically down because that top set of 1 moved way worse than it should have. So I don't want to over fatigue myself with my back down sets, right? I'm still trying to get strength and muscular adaptations with my back down sets, but there's a fine line between stimulus and fatigue ratios. Decent, felt good. Only 275, so not crazy, but. You might have noticed, right? Top set 1x1 of 365, back down 275 of 2x5. None of that is clearly my max, right? But a lot of variables come into play with weightlifting and our exercise days. Fatigue, stress, sleep, how many carbs we have, nutrition, all those factors play a role in how our lift's gonna go. So obviously warming up and stuff, I didn't feel the best, so I'm not gonna go try to max out on bench. Nor am I gonna do my back down sets at max. Because barbell compound lifts, if you've seen my whiteboard videos, you know I've been talking about this before. Barbell compound lifts, they're not designed to be maxed out every session. They're designed to be used with a designated RPE, or rate of perceived exertion, to a point where you're able to push weight with intensity, but not too high of an intensity, right? So enough intensity to create strength, adaptation, to get stronger, but not a ton of intensity where our fatigue to stimulus ratio is way off, right? We don't want a bunch of fatigue compared to stimulus. We want to have a good amount of stimulus with each set, but less fatigue. Because barbell compound lifts fry our central nervous system. They fry our nervous system, which can affect systemically our entire body for lifts the next day, or the rest of the lift today, or lifts way later in the week. So you got to be really mindful and smart about how to program squat, bench, and deadlift, for example, if you want to actually get stronger at them. Luckily, I do that all the time with my clients, so if you need coaching, you know where to reach me. We're gonna do some incline press, right? I like to do a neutral grip, right? So keeping my hand in neutral rather than a pronated grip for incline, right? I feel like I can get a little more shoulder flexion that way, hit my upper pec just a little better. So I don't really need to warm up on this because I'm warmed up from bench. So I'm doing a full stack. This usually I get for 12 to 15 for the first set, and then like 10 or 12 for the second set. So we're just gonna do 2 sets of around there, right? Exercise like this, we can go a little higher in intensity because it's not really systemically fatiguing like bench press, squatting, deadlifting, right? This is mainly just our arms, triceps, upper pec, shoulders, stuff like that. So now the trick with incline too is we don't want to have really an arch, right? We don't want to be arching because then we just turn it more into a flat press and we're not really getting that shoulder flexion that we want to target the upper pec. So you want to try to, I like to push back with my feet like we're using leg drive, push back and keep my spine neutral and flush against the seat, like so. And then we don't need to be this far back, right? We need to be just right around here. We don't need to stretch all the way back and put too much stress on our shoulder joint. We'll do one more set of that. Gonna do some triceps now. Classic tricep push down. Doesn't really matter what you do. Just pick your favorite exercise of a tricep extension, elbow extension, right? About 2 sets of 8 to 12. All right, side delt raise. The idea of the side delt, right? We don't want to do heavy enough weight or use momentum in our trap to lift our arm up, right? We want to isolate the side delt, right? So you have to go lighter, right? And that's okay. We don't ego lift. We go lighter. All right, another tricep exercise coming at you. Still another just push down, right? But we're doing unilateral this time, so just one arm at a time. Usually I would like to use a handle, or like a strap, so I don't have to worry about grip. But my tattoo, just can't do that right now. So we're just gonna have to use our grip and hope for the best. Same thing, 2 sets each side, 8 to 10 reps. Alright guys, chest fly, final exercise. You probably noticed I didn't do any sort of overhead press. That's because I'm dealing with some impingement in both shoulders, so any overhead pressing movement hurts it. I'm lucky enough that I can even bench without pain or do any sort of press without pain. So we skip overhead press. Usually then I would do some sort of front delt raise, but my shoulders are like my strong point during my pressing days or push days. So I just do a side lat raise, and then every now and then I'll do a front delt raise, or I'll do, you know, the overhead press raise, but I can't do that with my injury right now. And we're running short on time. I got to work in 20-30 minutes. So we got to finish up quickly. We're going to do 2 sets of chest flies till failure. We're going to go pose and then call it a day. Same thing with this, right? Don't have so much of an arch, right? We want to have some arch because we want our chest to be the primary target. So we don't want our front delt or our shoulder to kind of roll forward and take over during this fly. So we want to have our chest up, our sternum high, but kind of keep our back flush against the pad as well. Well, that way we feel it really and use our chest to activate our chest. Woo! List complete, chat. Ooh. Quick workout. Not a whole lot of volume. It's too early in the morning. Got a tattoo. Got to take it easy a little bit. Still pushed to failure on mostly everything though, right? But volume wasn't crazy. Volume doesn't have to be crazy. Let's take the shirt off real quick. I like to dim the lighting. It's a little bright in here. Maybe something like that. We'll see. We'll see. Focus. Decent. Whoa. Decent. Nothing crazy, chat. 210 pounds body weight. About the lowest I'll probably go. And then, you know, just kind of recon. Chat, that concludes the video. Just wrapped up the video. That was my workout. Like always, like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. Thank you for 10,000+ subscribers, man. That's pretty cool stuff, and we're just going to keep going up. So God bless you all, and have a great rest of your day whenever you're watching this, and thank you all for the support, and I'll see you in the next video.